Welcome to Act 4. I may have said Act 5 last time. Oops. My bad. But that's okay. It's all good. We are traversing through the aqueduct of the Eternal Empire. Mr. Icy Golem is my best friend. He's just so nice. such a useful ice golem. He's my best icy friend. I think I'm gonna marry him. The blackguards came through here, but I don't think they were successful.
We opened the gates to you for two reasons only. Dominus and piety. They made themselves our enemies. You made them dead. Now, Oyan believes there is a third reason. The beast is our enemy. Perhaps you can make it dead as well. This land is a wounded animal. Its torn flesh infected by nightmare. Before you put this animal out of its misery, be sure, Ranger, to give thought to those who live on its back. You will be remembered.
It's one thing to watch in awe as the she-wolf hunts, quite another to invite her to share your campfire. Wouldn't you agree, Ranger?
No, she wouldn't, Vanya, and neither do I.
We both saw what she did inside.
And we both know that Piety and the rest had it coming.
Fine, Pataris. Fine. Be careful. Yes?
My grandfather was a captain in the Ebony Legion. My father too, and me. Just following the path that had been laid out for me.
Until you met me.
Yes, until I met the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen.
Behind bars. An exile waiting to become an experiment. Not quite how I imagined meeting the man of my dreams.
I realized then that I wasn't part of the Ebony Legion anymore. I'd become a blackguard like every other damned legionnaire inside. Taking orders from a madman.
Pataris freed me and led us here.
I'd heard about the Marrakech from those few legionnaires who survived the assault on Highgate.
And I talked them into harboring us.
Vanya can be very persuasive when she wants to.
Kira is a racist bully with that fancy hair crest of hers stuck so far up her.
Come on, Vanya. She's a warrior. It's not her job to be nice. It's her job to
Look
defend.
all lithe and sweaty when you're watching her train. That's the only job you're interested in.
I'm studying the Marquette fighting style.
Sure you are, sweetie. We've a few bits and pieces lying about that might help with what's to come.
Bits and pieces. I risked my neck to salvage those artifacts.
I know, sweetie, and I really appreciate your artifacts.
You didn't say that when I brought them in. You said, "Is
I heard of the beast before coming here. Piety talked about it. I suppose she saw no point in keeping secrets from the people she was planning to murder.
I'm so sorry, Vanya.
God, it's not your fault, Pataris. But Piety used to say that the beast was the source of her power. How she managed to turn poor men and women into those things. She kept using a phrase. What was it?
Universal transmogrification. I heard her assistants talk about it too.
The power to change the world into anything you like.
Bloody scary power in the hands of someone like Piety.
Bloody scary, powerful stuff.
Many great things begin at the foot of a mountain, Exile. So too do many tragedies. Often a path becomes a fork, and the echoes of your actions push you down one side or the other. Do you know where you were being carried? Would you like to? See you soon.
Yes? Oyan has ordered me to help you, to trade with you. I have risked much together. As we give strength to the outside, we grow weaker on the inside. First, there was Pataris and Vanya. Now there is you. It shows how little faith Oyan has in us, in her own Akara, that she would treat blackguards and exiles with such admiration. Go where you are needed.
Hello. A fool tries to turn lead to gold, but a deft hand takes it by force. The Pharaoh Lord in the southern wood twists the wild to his will.
I am Tasuni, he who peers into the gloom, who hears the black hearts that thunder within the mountain deep. If you seek enlightenment, find a torch. If you seek to understand the nightmare, I can help feel your way through the darkness. Your path is as forked as the viper's tongue, Ranger. Are you the hunting animal, or are you the thinking, feeling woman? Yes, you love the wilderness, but that does not make you wild. Keela rides more swiftly and strikes more truly than any other Dakara here. If only she could learn to think as swiftly as she rides and speak as truly as she strikes. Better and worse are judged not on the talents one prizes, but the talents one needs. Pataris and Vanya, two mouths that speak from one mind. When together, they express some quite interesting thoughts. When apart, well, half a thought isn't really even a thought, is it? You've done yourself proud today, Exile.
The time has come, not a cockroach, to crawl up into the bowels of this nightmare, traverse its innards, and rip out its corrupted heart. Oyun will help us. Go on now. Hobnob with the Maraketh matriarch. Learn what needs to be learned, and quickly. There's a filthy darkness down in that mountain, and it's reeking with impatience to meet you. Don't die, please.
Although we two were born lands and cultures apart, I recognize a woman in kind. A woman who fights not only for her own survival, but for the survival of the wilderness she calls home. Yet you are not bound like us to the thoughts and habits of tradition. That is why you will kill the beast within the mountain. Lady Diala has told me this. She has much faith in you, Ranger. The question is, can we Maraketh share in her faith? Sakema Deshret sealed the mines, trapped the nightmare within its black den. The beast should never have been imprisoned. The beast should have been destroyed, yet for all her ferocity, it seemed that Deshret lacked the courage to do so. And now, after 2 centuries guarding this hole in the ground, this Akara lacks the strength. But you are not Deshret, and you are not one of us. You will succeed where we have failed. Deshret's banner will break the seal and open the mines. It was taken from her when she fell to Voll, the Brittle Emperor. Take the stairs to the southwest. Descend to the dried lake. You shall have no trouble finding the Brittle Emperor. You'll smell him before you see him. Bring Deshret's banner home, and you will be free to pass into the darkness as you wish. Act with...
Impatient reekings. They waft me from that mountain. That's all I can smell, not a cockroach. Stinking anticipation. Voll the Pure, they called him. Voll the Murderer, I call him. In his name, an emperor was murdered. In his name, an empire was murdered. Yes, it was Malachai's lips that kissed me. Yes, it was Malachai's hand that led me to the rapture. No, no, and no again. It was Voll's words that put me there. Don't die, please.
The Maraketh once stood united under Deshret's banner. That was before the plagues, the tempests, the corruption. Deshret rode here with this Akara, the Kiyato, to put an end to the beast's curse, and upon the very threshold of the darkness, she faltered. Perhaps she saw that King Kalm had gone there before her and not returned, or perhaps the nightmare simply overcame Deshret's seemingly indomitable courage. Either way, she chose not to ride into the mountain to slay the beast. She closed and sealed the mines and committed this Akara to Highgate's guardianship. The tempests, the plagues, they passed. Of their own accord, or because of Deshret's seal, we do not know. But what I do know is this. When Deshret vowed to watch over these mines, she simply traded one curse for another. Voll and his unmen have dipped their fleshless claws into the lifeblood of the Maraketh since the day this Akara tethered its roer here. Such is the way with men of war. Remove their tongues, yet still they thirst for blood. Remove their bellies, yet still they hunger for battle. Remove their manhood, yet still they lust for conquest. I will make allies of whomever I deem useful. We have observed the actions of both Blackguard and Exile, and it is Pitaris and Vanya who give meaning to those actions. This Akara has not mixed with other than its own for over 200 years. The outside world has now discovered us, so it is time that we discovered it. Kira has the blood of Deshret in her veins and the bonds of Deshret in her mind. Her loyalty to her Akara is admirable. Her loyalty to the past is not. Tasuni has been corrupted since the day he was born. Maraketh's tradition would have it that such a warped child be left upon the moonlit plain for the gods to adopt. Tasuni was not taken by the gods that night. Such a thing has never happened before in our Akara. Now we know why. Tasuni is a man caught between two worlds, our world of light and the beast's world of darkness. He is our scout in the black, and without him, Nightmare would remain beyond our understanding. And an enemy you cannot know is an enemy you cannot fight. Diala wishes the beast dead, but why? Why would a nightmare wish to kill a nightmare? A question of great interest, yet little importance. It does not matter why the sun rises and sets, as long as it continues to do so. Act with care.
A muse to the twisted and vile. The Maraketh speak of his betrayal, but Voll did what he thought was necessary to destroy the beast. Now he wonders the desiccation, tortured as much by his failure as by Nightmare.
Live? The Red Sakema was the woman who forged what it meant to be Maraketh. A people united, strong. Deshret lit fires in the hearts of women and loins of men. When she fell, so did the Maraketh. We've been falling ever since.
I see into the gloom. Diala has the form of a woman, yet the substance is 1 part corruption and 9 parts death. One day soon, you will see how lifeless she truly is. The Maraketh are stranded in the sandstorm of reflection and regret. We look to El Sakema to lead us out, yet the sandstorm is all she knows. She needs me, her eyes and ears in the darkness, but she will never comprehend my gifts.
Tortured yet unbroken.
Can we be of help?
Diala was there when it all went bad. If anyone can help put things right,
Why
it's-
would she? Ray class has been like this for almost 300 years. What's made her want to do something about it now?
She's the Gemling Queen, Vanya. There's no way we could understand what goes on in that mind of hers.
I know, and that's precisely what worries me. Oyun gave us a home.
Our lives back.
Appreciate the good ones when you find them in Ray class.
It's not like there are many. Tasuni, he's a con man.
Pitaris just doesn't understand him.
I understand that he gets his every need catered for by talking in riddles and telling
The
lies.
truth about the nightmare. He makes sense of the chaos as best he can.
How can we possibly know whether what he's telling us is the truth or not?
We can't. But who else is there to ask?
What is it, Exile? I've led many a war party against Voll and his unmen, and I've seen too many of my Dakara die. I shall look for your return, but I shall not expect it. Oyan is my Sakema, my commander. I am her Dakara, her warrior. I defend this Akara as Oyan sees fit. Whether Oyan is fit to see what is best for this tribe, it is not for me to say. My mother gave Tasuni to the gods. The gods gave him back, and I thank them for it every day. Given the choice, I would never have chosen Tasuni as my brother. But then, Family is not about what you want. It is about what you need. When a woman forgets how to die, a woman forgets how to live. Deshret said that to her Zakara on the day she killed Titusius, scourge of the Maraketh. I say this of Diala. When a woman knows nothing of life, how can she care for the living? I'm watching you.
Now that we've gone through all of that, let's get to business, shall we?
A lake drained, 1,000,000 creatures lost, just so San could keep its privies flowing. your kind, Voll.
boss fights in this game do get more difficult. I would say especially after Act 5.
I vowed to care for this empire with my eyes open. I lied to my people. I lied to myself. Blinded by my lust for purity, I placed my faith in the most corrupt of men. What's now as my legion dies, their flesh melting from their twisted bones. They fall, they rise. A tide of mortal death and eternal damnation. I feel it now in my own flesh. The heat, the corruption. I have failed you, my empire of purity. Do not forgive me. Beg of you. Survive me.
You there, a moment of your time. You're late, yet as luck would have it, slaughter the malcontents' protectors will be made.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to spare that guy, but it's going down, I'm afraid. Oh my.
I do like a tidy ending. It seems that we might continue to be. Even the finest thread cannot comprehend the tapestry to which it is bound.
Yes. Go where you are needed.
The gate is open, and the darkness calls. Good hunting, Cursebreaker. We read the land, learn its stories. Kalm and his warriors entered those mines some 20 years before Deshret sealed the mines and bound our Kara to this mountain. Neither soil nor stone speak of Kalm's return. Perhaps he is dead, or perhaps he merely wishes he was. After Voll, anything seems possible. Go.
The rapture is our hope, our desperation. It will set the nightmare to boil, cook that nice big fishy in its own whining brine. Listen with all of your ears, not a cockroach. The rapture was Malachai's most wondrous creation, the only fire hot enough to burn the beast from existence. And its fuel? A gemling queen. Blood and flesh and gem. Yet my selfish self did not want to burn away, and so the fire was but a tiny spark. The spark of a cataclysm. I am sorry, my love, my Malachi. Go to it, not a cockroach. Find the rapture. Make me sorry no more. The rapture was to rend open the hide of nightmare and broil the beast's bitter innards in the sweet fire of mortality. The vessel was strong and oh so willing. The medicine was oh so weak. Ta-ta, not a cock.
Yes?
Yes. Emperor Voll is dead, for good this time.
And the entrance to the mine stands open. I suppose you'll be heading down there
To free us from the sickening supremacy of nightmare.
I was going to say to kick some nightmare ass.
I think I put it better.
Of course you did, sweets.
Welcome.
What do you need now? Deshret's banner flies at the mine's entrance, and now the darkness gapes, hungry and expectant. Our Red Sekema sealed that gate for a reason. Not simply to prevent the beast from reaching out, but to hinder those fools who would disturb its slumber. And here you are, about to be swallowed by that darkness. Let us hope the beast doesn't notice your passing. Hundreds of our Dakara have fallen to Voll and his legion throughout the years. They died defending their Akara. Now Voll is gone, killed by an outsider. You bask in the glory, Exile, while I honor the dead. Go where you are needed.
The gate is open, and now I hear her voice as clearly as if she was sitting right here with me. Words of a dead woman, reverberating up from the depths of Highgate. A spirit chained, yet not enslaved. Tortured, yet unbroken. That dead woman is Deshret, and our red Sakema longs to return to the dust of her Visteri. Free her, and I shall reward you as my gifts allow. In destroying Voll, you have avenged many a pretty bloodied nose around here. Well done, you. The corruption will pass.